Friday, everybody. My name is Joe McKiddish, and I am in the Delta Club in Salt Lake City. So you'll probably see people walking behind me. I'm trying to find a secluded corner, but everybody sees this blue hat and they want to come sit next to me. So it is what it is. So I made it to the Delta Club, and I'm about to head home. So been traveling the past couple days. It's been great, and so lots of meetings today, which is why I'm doing this video a little later than normal, but we're going to get after it. So, this is day 5 of paying my bills with dividends. So, definitely exciting stuff. We got paid Wednesday and Thursday this week. We're going to get the investments done. I already did them actually because I was in a hurry, and I'm doing the second, so I'm way out of order today. And so I already have done the investments. I'm doing the intro now, and then I'm going to go over the strategy here in a second. So, but I do want to tell you, I'm going to put this up so you're not seeing everybody that's going by, but I'm not a financial advisor, and somebody recommended that I create like a standard disclaimer, and I'm going to do that for the video on Monday. But I'm not a financial advisor. This is just me having fun with my own money. The main reason I'm doing this is just to entertain myself, right? So I always tell people 90% of what I do is to entertain myself, and that's where I'm at. So a little history about me. I've been investing for about a little over 10 years now. And the last 3 years, I've been living my life on passive income through dividends. And what I'm doing with these videos is documenting my process of trying to do it again, right? And it took me 3 years last time. And I'm kind of curious to see if I can do it faster. So can I do a different strategy that uses margin to speed my process up by 50%? So my goal is to do it in a year and a half. So far, so good. I think whether it's going to work or not, I don't know. Am I going to lose all my money? I have no idea. I haven't had to ever have that. I've never had that happen yet. But it's always a risk when you're investing. And luckily, this is my money, and what you do with your money is your own concern. So if you want to invest your money in real estate, or growth stocks, or put in a 401k or an IRA, that's your own business. Work with your own team to do that, or whoever you trust to manage your money. Personally, the only person I trust to manage my money is me, and that's why I invest my own money. So that doesn't mean I don't take advice from people and seek out qualified advice out there. So I do a lot of research. I have conversations about investing with a lot of different, what I would call experts, and those conversations have been very good. So it looks like I've got this glare on my glasses making me nuts, but that's all right. That's what you get when you're traveling. I mean, it is what it is. So, all right. So I'm going to jump into the strategy. We'll go through that together. You can see what my investments were today, and what the dividend payouts were, and kind of what's happening. Oh yeah, today's an interesting day because it's a down market, down. I always say I prefer investing on red days, but and today is definitely a red day. Today is a red day. I love investing. I love buying on red days, but it does have that emotional tie to it where you're like, my money's going down and the dividends haven't made it up. Well, this is day 5. We've had green days, we've had red days, and so hopefully you've kind of seen the ups and downs of things, and you realize that's just the way it is. What's going to happen on Monday? I have no idea. And I don't think anybody else does either. So are we going to get a red day? Are we going to get a green day? Who knows? But all right, let's get into the strategy and go through it together. All right, here's the strategy. We're going to go over it together. So this is my 7th time, doing a dividend strategy. And the first one, I went super conservative. I can tell you that. And I've kind of blended it into my strategy that I'm running. My main account that pays all my bills is a blend of like high, medium, low, super, like the stuff I'm investing in now. Plus I blended in a lot of very conservative stuff. And so this time I'm going more like high risk, medium risk. So I'm going to see if I can do this faster is the whole thing. So what I did here was I'm going to grow my dividend income to cover all my personal expenses. Here's my personal expenses kind of laid out, and what the total is. So, my goal here is to invest enough that I can cover $60 a month in expenses. So, and then once I've done that, I'm going to invest more so that I can cover an additional $70 a month. It should speed up with the snowball side of things. So we'll see how it goes. All right. So we're going to build weekly payers. These are weekly ETFs that pay weekly. My goal is to average a 35% total return with those. Whether they're going to do that, I'm not sure. Prior results, like what they've done in the past, what I've noticed has no indication on what they're going to do in the future. So I have no clue what they're going to do, but I'm hopeful that they do well. So, all right, so I'm going to buy shares of weekly payers. I'll buy them evenly, one share at a time, not by dollars. So but I'm going to dollar cost average into them over time. Oh, I'm getting all crazy with that. All right, and then of course now the Delta Club here now has me sitting on a seashore with a bunch of seagulls. So my mic might be picking that up. So hopefully it's not as annoying to you as it is to me. All right, so it's kind of funny. I try to find quiet spots, but good luck at the airport. All right. So I'm going to invest $300 a day into the weekly payers. Then I'll reinvest all of the dividends back into those until I've reached $400 a month in distributions going on. So about $100 a week. And then once I do that, I'm going to invest. So once I reach that, I'm going to invest 50% of the distributions into monthly payers. So that's when I'll add those in, and then 50% back into the weekly pairs. And I will be using margin. So I'll be taking out margin loans against the account as soon as. So Robinhood says they'll let me have access to margin at $2,000 in value. And I'm going to be pretty conservative with that at the beginning, just because with the market being so volatile with what's happening in Iran and other things, then I don't want to get a margin call. So I'll be keeping that pretty conservative, but that's how that's going to work. And the weekly pairs, and I'll go over margin in depth when I start using it and answer any questions on that. All right. So the weekly pairs, once they're at $400 a month, the $300 a day will actually also be split between the weekly and monthly payers. So I'll be putting 150 into the weekly payers and 150 into the monthly payers, plus 50% of the distributions into each side. So they'll slow it down a little bit rather than me putting the full $300 into the weekly, but that's just the way it's going to go. Then I'll buy the shares of the monthly, the same monthly ones, same as I'm doing the weekly, which is one at a time evenly, right? So I'm not doing it by dollar amount. I'm doing it just by number of shares. And then my goal is to have a 10% total return on the monthlies, and the monthly payers will pay the personal expenses. And so I'm going to document how quickly I was able to pay the monthly payers here. So how many days it took me of investing to get the $60 a month with the monthly payers, how many to pay the gas bill, water bill, electric, that kind of thing. So we're going to find out how fast it goes. Like I said, last time, in order for me to pay all these, took me a little under 3 years. And I think I can do it faster using margin and the weekly payers, which I did not have access to last time. So that's what we're going to do. All right, let's get into the investing stuff. All right, currently I've got hawks howling in the Delta Club, so we have 10 minutes before the market closes. So we're just going to get after it here and get these done. So I've got my $300, little $319 in cash available. Did get paid out some dividends. We're going to go into those here in a minute. But for right now, while the market's open, I'm going to go ahead and do my trades. So you can see I'm gonna get after these as fast as I possibly can and see if we can get them all done before I run out of time. So, all right. So I missed a couple last time. Chippy and Maggie didn't have enough cash in the account to finish those off and get those to 4 last time. So we're going to do that now and get those bumped up. So. All right, now that I've done those, I'm going to start at the top. I'll get and increase my position there, and we're just going to rock through it. So the market is super crazy today, and I mean super crazy. It looks like there's like a screen on the other side. I have a quiet spot to do this in here. So, all right, so I got my first one at quantity of 5. And then Chippy, I already bought one of those today, so we're going to skip down to HOW, and we'll come back to that if we have any money left. So with the market being super volatile today and dropping, I might have some money to buy some extra shares today. We're gonna find out. So I've been in meetings nonstop since like 7 this morning, so it's been a busy day. But I promised you guys I would get these done, and here we are. That's what we're doing. So got Maggie done. We'll do NVII. This is kind of the fun part for me, coming in here and seeing if I can, in the next 8 minutes, burn through all my cash, which I'm pretty sure I can. So it's just a matter of whether those orders are going to go through before the market closes. Nothing like a little pressure to make things happen, right? So getting it done, down to $97 here, and 1980. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm trying to get my limit buys down as close as I can to that buy order or that buy price. So I want to save myself some money on a down day. Today is a major down day. The market just took a total nosedive. You can see it over here, just totally cranked down across the board. So all right, so we did TDAX. We'll do top W. I think we got that one's not working. Oh, it is working. So we got top W. TSII is the next one. I think we're down to $45. Should be able to get one of these. And now we're down to $27.32. So let's see what we can get for $27.32. We can get TSYX for sure. So let's knock that out. And $20.36. All right, which ones didn't go through yet? All right, so TSII is working. Maggie, let's go ahead and replace this. See if we can get it still for cheap, but maybe not as cheap. NVII. We'll replace that one. Bring it up by a couple cents. PLTW. Let's get that one up by a couple cents and see if that'll go through. Looks like the bid price are all over the place on these. The market's super crazy. I don't know if you guys watch the news, but there's some craziness going on in the world as always. And today is they're saying that there's going to be a market correction. So that's what all the signs are indicating. And market corrections, in my experience, have been good for me, actually. So I've been able to buy shares cheaper, and been able to buy my dividends at a lower price and get in a little cheaper here and there. So over time, market corrections have worked out well for me. We're going to see if that happens again, and we'll be on this journey together. You'll be able to see whether or not that makes buying these a little bit better. So over time, over the next week, we'll see if the market correction actually happens. If there's a 5% or 10% dip in the overall market, and we might be able to get these even cheaper and get our dividends going for less money. So replacing these, I might have to just rip them through at market price if I don't get them done in the next couple of minutes here. Some of them are going through, though. Some of them are going through. So I'm kind of excited to see whether I can get it done. I had to run in here, get through security. TSA was a breeze, but you know how it is. And they dropped me off at the wrong terminal, or the wrong door, so I had to go across the airport. I'm like, okay, I'm in the wrong area. Better get moving. And then I fired this thing up, and the internet in here sucks, so I had to tether it to my phone. You know how it is. Technology, man. Technology. So, but it's good stuff. I'm in here. I'm trading. Life is good. I got coffee, and life is amazing. And you should see this club here in the B Gates in Salt Lake City. It is awesome, like super awesome. I was over in the A gates, and the gal at the A gates, she was like, "Do you know you're supposed to be in the B gates?" I'm like, I didn't, but now I do. She was like, that club's a little nicer. You might go over there. I'm like, oh, that's not going to leave me much time to do any trading, but I figured I'd run over here and check it out and get in here and make it happen. So here we are, in an amazing Delta club. My life is pretty fine where I can come in here, have a chill time, get on my laptop and get some work done. I have no complaints. Zero complaints today. Today is good. All right, here we go. So this is the last one. See if I can get PLTW to crank through before my time runs out. And I didn't even get to do my intro video. I have to go back and do that again out of order. So it's gonna be fun. All right, I got them all done. I'm down to $6.50. Everything went through. Let's go over to Snowball and get that updated. And I no longer feel the stress. So getting the market done, getting that done before the market closed. So I got the orders in, and hooray for that. So I'm going to drink some coffee. I don't know why this is taking so long to refresh, probably because it's tethered to my phone, and it's a little slow at I was like almost at the Denver airport. That's where I just was, but not too long ago, but at the Salt Lake airport. And this airport's pretty great overall. I like it. Very clean, very clean. All right, portfolio is here. This is kind of where we were. As you can see, we had a massive dip since yesterday. And let's do an update, see where we landed, and then go take a look at our dividends. So while it's doing that, we're going to come over here to Robinhood, and then we're going to come in here and go to the history. Didn't want to connect to my mobile device, actually. Let's go over to history and take a look at what our payouts were today. I don't think we got any today, actually, because today's Friday, and all of our investments pay out Monday through Thursday. But let's just check. So there's all my shares that I just purchased. Yeah. All those changes I made, all those orders went through. Good stuff. I think the last dividends were actually yesterday. Yep. So we're back to yesterday here. So we did get paid yesterday. You missed it. We got paid yesterday, and getting paid is always good. I'm going to go back there, and I'm going to pretend like those were today. So we got paid. This was on Wednesday. We got paid 23 cents, 27 cents, 21 cents. So TSII paid 21 cents. Our the Rex NVII that paid out 27 cents, and then Top W paid out 23 cents on Wednesday, which was our first dividends that we got paid out of this account. So pretty exciting stuff. And now all those orders from yesterday. Oh, here's the dividends from yesterday. So 98 cents from Chippy, and then we had Round Hills, their Ethereum covered call strategy, 26 cents. And then the Bitcoin covered call strategy from Round Hill paid 34 cents. And then TDAC paid 20 cents, and T-SPY paid 18. So far we've gotten, let's just call it almost $3, $2.60, maybe 58 cents, something like that. I'd have to do the math when I'm not so rushed and I got more caffeine in my system. All right. So, I'm probably going to pull all those into a Google Sheet so I can actually track the dividends as they go along. And then, they're not in that format. All right. So we got 5 dividends, 12 transactions, 15 holdings. Looks like my update has happened. So we'll just refresh this page, and we'll watch how fast this thing updates. So it should be pretty quick. I moved my phone to a better location. All right. So, So my account value is $1,431.98. I did invest that 15 grand, and that extra $5 that's sitting there. If you can see that extra $5, that is because Round Hill gave me a very fractional share of Berkshire, and so since I have that share, that $5 in there, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. They won't let me sell it or do anything to it. So I guess I'm just going to leave it in there, and we're not going to do anything to it. So, I'm up to, have lost $73 on this account so far. And that's the thing about market corrections and market downturns is this happens. So, as we can probably tell, I bet Bitcoin is dropping like a stone today. But we're going to go see, is down 4%. kind of canary in the coal mine on the market, kind of sucking. So we had up and down days, and now we're just off a cliff over here again. So not super fun to see that. If I cared about that kind of thing, I'd be like, oh no, I'm terrified. But I'm in here really looking at, here's my passive income, 44%. 600. I'm up to $633.11 annually estimated return in dividends on this account, which is pretty good. So let's go over to the dividend calendar and see what we're going to get paid on Monday, which is when I'll be back at this. So Monday I'm going to make $1.85. Tuesday it looks like $2.63, and then on Wednesday we'll actually have more than this, $3.57, because we're going to invest more on Monday, which those investments will pay out on Wednesday. And then Thursday we got $4.12, and those are going up every day. And so next month it looks like we're at $56.39. So 1 week of investing $1,500. I'm at $56 on my monthly for April. So what is that? 1/8 of our target. So our target is $400 and a month before I start reinvesting or investing into monthly. So we're going to be on this journey for a little bit, but next week we should, as long as the market doesn't go super nuts and drop too far, because I'm about $600 from having $2,000 in account value, which is when Robinhood's going to turn on margin. So I'm going to go over what margin is then. So I know a few people have asked questions. What's margin, Joe? How does that work? No worries. We are going to go over margin when I start using it. So, no point in me explaining it now when I'm going to show you how to do it. So, so that's kind of where we're at. I'm going to go back and do my intro video now that I can catch my breath. I'm going to drink some more coffee, and I will see you all on Monday. So have a great weekend, everybody. Always interested in your journey. So if you've got investments that you think would fit this strategy, preferably maybe a weekly that pays on Friday. If you've got one of those that you think I should look at, or another weekly I should add to this, let me know. I'd like to get to 13 of them, and I'm one short. So I'm going to add one more in, and then we'll catch it up as we go. And then, if you have any monthlies I should look at, I'm going to start adding the monthlies. So into the Google sheet. So that's down below. So all links are down below. Go check them out. And, good luck. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to y'all soon.